Today on The Happy House, I am here with Lisa Remus, Mosaic Master, and she's going to kind of take me through Mosaic Boot Camp or Mosaic 101 and learn about the latest trends in shopping.
I think the biggest challenge for retailers is breaking the sales cycle. Nobody wants to pay full price.
And learn how to make beautiful flower arrangements from grocery store bouquets. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Happy. I live in a quiet town outside of Minneapolis with my family. The real happy house is far from quiet. I learned early on things are much easier with a little help. I also have a few tricks of my own to share. It's go time, people. Welcome to the Happy House. I've always wanted to learn how to make my own mosaics. I see so many beautiful pieces of art and a lot of great personalized touches in people's homes, but I didn't quite know how to get started. So today I am here with Lisa Remus, Mosaic Master, and she's going to kind of take me through Mosaic Boot Camp or Mosaic 101.
Right.
Okay.
It's really simple to get started. You can go to your local home supply store and get some tiles, something maybe you had left over at a project in your home, a remodel or something. And we use a backing of a 4x4 regular bath tile, subway tile, and just something that you can get in a sheet at your local hardware store or your home improvement store.
This is great. I've never seen it on a sheet. I always assumed that all of these pieces were laid like piece by piece.
Hand glued down,
So
separate.
this looked a little bit intimidating to me, but it's kind of shaping up, I think. Okay,
It's pretty easy to get started.
Okay, what's our first step?
All right, well, we'll have a flat tile, and we'll make sure, we've cleaned these, and they're nice and clean.
Okay.
And we'll take a sheet of the smaller tiles, and we can cut it to the size. And so we're going to cut this fabric underneath.
That looks easy enough.
It's pretty simple.
All right.
And now we're ready for glue.
Is this just any old glue, or do I have to use a specific glue?
You don't have to use a specific glue. You can use anything. Even if you're working with a child, you could use Elmer's glue to glue this down, because also the grout is also going to hold it in once it's placed by the glue and the glue dries.
Okay, so we just put a little glue on here. I think I know how to glue.
All right.
With all my Mod Podge experience. Oops, that was a little sloppy. Okay.
All right, so we're just going to even it out a little bit so there's an even area to glue on. So we're going to take our pre-cut tile and just place it down. That simple.
That is already looking really great.
Right?
And that was easy. Now, how much do you think something like this is going to cost to make?
Depending on if you've gotten it from a reused project, then it's going to be really very inexpensive.
Okay.
I think a sheet of tile like this can go anywhere from $7.99 to $12.99, depending on, of course, the beauty of the tile.
Yes. Once the glue dries, what's our next step?
So once the glue dries, then we would take it and grout. We would pick a grout that would complement the tiles,
Okay.
and we would grout it.
Is there a certain technique I need to use when I'm applying my grout?
Actually, this is the kind of the fun part where you kind of get a little messy. You can just smash it in with your hands. You can take a spreader. We already have a pre-mixed grout here that we're going to use, and I'm just going to take a spreader and I'm just going to smash it on.
And we're kind of rushing this along, but
We would want to make sure that the project dried completely overnight is best. And then we just smash it on like a frosting a cake.
yeah. Okay, so now we've got this completely covered with grout, and then what comes next?
So then we're going to we're going to scrape off quite a bit of this over the pretty tile. And it looks like I got it pretty good, that all the grout lines are filled. So we're going to let this dry for a little bit. And it's going to get hazy, and there's going to get the grout is going to dry on top of it.
So some of this residue will be left.
It will.
Okay.
But then we're going to take a cloth and wipe it clean.
Awesome. And then we get something that looks like this, right?
Exactly.
Now I noticed that a couple of the samples I was looking at earlier have felt on the back. Is that important?
It is. If you're going to use this in a coaster in your home, then you would like to protect the furniture and make sure that there's a smooth backing on it, because on the back of the tile is a little rough.
Okay. When I think of mosaics, I always think of sort of the piecing together, which is, it's kind of a mystery to me how people make things beautiful. That's why it was really overwhelming to me. But this is kind of a different spin on it.
It is. It's just a simple 101 mosaic that anyone can do at any age just to get started, to get a feel for mosaics.
I think I've got the tile coaster down. I'm ready to move on to our next project.
Excellent. Let's
Okay.
get started.
Okay, first we need to make our workspace a little bit more accessible. Thank you. It's always nice to have a little help.
Always.
So we're moving on to our next project, which it looks like is this kind of candle holder. And this looks a little bit intimidating to me as well because these are round pieces, so I feel like maybe they're harder to put together.
It's a little harder to get the glass to stick to glass. You have to have a really good adhesive. However, for the magic of camera, we are going with a faster bond today. We're using a hot glue gun.
Okay.
So that's just going to give us our glue on to the glasses.
So we use the hot glue gun to just glue these around, and it looks like they still are just kind of random. I think I could figure that out.
You can go random and have more of a freestyle design. Otherwise, people can, you can lay out your design before you get started, and then you can just pull from your design and wrap it around the bowl.
I love hot glue guns.
They make every project a little easier.
Yes, they do.
They do.
So once I've glued all my glass beads on, then what's my next step?
The grout again.
So we need a spatula for our grout.
We need a spatula for our grout, and then we're just going to put it on there like a frosting on a cake again and spread it around. Yeah, and if you want, you can get in your hands and make sure that it's covering all the spots, and you just want to fill in all the spaces between the stones with the grout.
Now, are these special glass containers, or are these just something?
This is something that we can pull out of Grandma's closet, we can go to a thrift store, shop at a garage sale for. Really, this project could be, less than $2 to do at home. All right, so once you have it on there, you just kind of want to smooth it out and make sure that you're getting it pretty even around. So when it does dry, you have a nice, even
Surface.
and it's not looking so rugged.
Were you saying mine was kind of blobby?
Well, it just needed a little tweaking.
Okay. So once we finish the grout, it dries just like our coasters. And are we done, or is there another step?
Well, just another tip. If you're doing something round like this, it's good to start with gravity and let that help you with the even first row around. So I would actually tip this over and glue that first row and let that dry and let that be my template for going down.
All right. I think these would look so great on a patio.
They would. You could drop a little tea light in them. You could put some peanuts on them. However, if you're going to serve out of this bowl, I would put a protectant over the top of it, a sealant.
Okay, so like a poly? Or
You could use a poly, yeah. You can use just a sealant for grout.
All right. Well, thank you so much for teaching me this. I think we're going to keep mosaicing.
We're going to have a gorgeous patio.
Yes, we are.
Coming up this week on The Happy House, learn about the latest trends in shopping. We're talking shop, or actually shopping, with Allison Kaplan. Allison, thanks for coming to see us today.
My pleasure. This is my second home.
So 2016 is upon us, and I want to know what you're seeing as far as what we can expect in retail trends this upcoming year.
Right. I think the key word is experience, because nobody needs to come to a shopping center these days. We can do it all on our phone, in our car, at home, and so retailers in the bricks and mortar space are recognizing that they've got to give us a reason to go out, and they're really doing a good job of that. I think you'll find smaller stores doing more events and doing more launches and trunk shows and things that are really one-of-a-kind experiences, but you see it even at bigger stores where they're trying to do more things that are interactive, more, big touch screens where you can, research products right in the store, things to engage us, hands-on experiences in the store space, and also entertainment, whether that's, great restaurants near stores or just, a kids play area in the middle of a store, things that make it feel fun and like there's a reason to go out.
Fun and also efficient, because if I have 2 reasons or 3 reasons to go to one place, I'm going to be more inclined to do that.
Exactly.
I unfortunately am a procrastinator, or I'm so busy that I have to rely on bricks and mortar, because if I need pants for a choir concert, I need them right now. Yes.
now.
So,
Yes.
all right. So we've got
to be said for that, and there's also something to be said for touching and feeling and trying things on. You can't do that online, and I think that's why you see even all of the new wave of retailers that started online. I'm talking about the Warby Parkers of the world, the glasses, where their whole model was just to sell online.
Right.
They're now opening stores.
Yep.
It all comes full circle, and all of these e-tailers, new millenniums, concepts, they're all opening stores because people want to touch and feel things before they buy.
especially when you're looking at something that's higher priced. I mean, I would be hesitant to buy even like a watch or something like that online without really seeing how it fit or looked.
And if it's clothes, you might, once you know your size or you know what you like, then you might reorder online. And I think the stores that are successful are offering that. Instead of pitting the store against online, they're looking at it as one big omni-channel, and whether you order on your phone and look in the store or buy in the store, they don't care as long as you're shopping.
Yes, that's a very good point. It's like a synergy. I mean, so I've heard a lot about sort of the American made or made in America trend. Is that still going to be with us this year?
So big, and I feel like it's only getting bigger. I think we've gone beyond the heritage movement where we were all wearing, boots and jeans and, things from that were really rugged, but American made has just come to symbolize, supporting small business, supporting individuals, supporting industry in the United States. And it means different things at different levels of retail. I think you see a lot of boutiques that are, showing artists and showing a lot of, locally made things in every city. But I also think you see the Targets of the world and the Nordstroms of the world trying to get into that and trying to do collaborations with small designers and let you know that these things are made here, and that means something to shoppers.
Yes, and I think that's a really valid point. Made in America doesn't mean it's unsophisticated, or
No,
not that
exactly.
fashion is unsophisticated, but it can be very fine things.
Right. Well, you think, every city has their own, like gift stores supporting their town. And that used to be, it used to be little shot glasses and postcards.
Right.
That's what you would get if you wanted to buy something from a city you were visiting. Now, it's jewelry, it's scarves, it's leather goods. There are makers everywhere, and it's not just about, making doilies. Not that there's anything wrong with doilies, but I think just the industry and the creativity that the internet has allowed, and Instagram, and it's so much easier to build a brand now wherever you are, and we're seeing that in the stores.
That's great. What else? What else are we expecting?
What else? Well, I think the biggest challenge for retailers is breaking the sales cycle. Nobody wants to pay full price, and it's their own fault.
Right.
They have ruined it for themselves by constantly discounting and training us to only buy things when they're on sale. And so I think that's going to continue to be a big challenge. I think we're going to continue to see lots and lots of sales, but you might see them a little more strategic, where they're, doing a sale on advanced season, kind of the Nordstrom model that's been so successful.
Yes.
It's this one time, and it only happens this time of year. You better get in on it, and then it goes back to regular price. I think also doing some of these like more limited collaborations and saying this is really exclusive, you got to get it now. That's a way to get people to pay full price.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you. I think I'm ready to do some shopping.
Me too.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
After these messages, Peggy's teaching me how to make beautiful flower arrangements from grocery store bouquets. I love having fresh flowers in my house. I love arrangements, and sometimes I treat myself to going to my local nursery and having them arrange something for me, but it can be so expensive. Peggy, every time I go to your house, you have beautiful arrangements, and I'm thinking your flower budget must be huge.
Right. No, the gig is up. The gig is up. You know how I do it?
How?
Grocery store flowers.
Really? Because
Yes.
whenever I buy grocery store flowers, it's like rainbow gone bad.
Right, right. Oftentimes, you just need to do a little bit of work. So don't be afraid to buy grocery store flowers. It's what you do when you take them home that matters. So I know you had asked me about this, and I wanted to show you how I do it. So I
Yes.
went to the grocery store this morning, and I was like, oh no, look what they have. And it's not what I would have picked, but that's the challenge. We can do it. I'll show you how to do it.
How much do you typically spend on one arrangement in your house?
I would say at least $20 max.
If you go to the grocery store.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what
I
like to
am
do.
interested.
All right.
Sign me
Take
up.
a look at this little.
Okay, I'm gonna tear this
You know, and my mom would love this. Like a lot of people like this. You know, pink and white. It's super cute. But stick it in here and let's see what it looks like in a tall vase the way that they present it.
Voila.
That's not that great.
No, it really isn't.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut them down.
Cut them down.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take these rubber bands off.
This over here. So let's take a look at receptacles. You know, I just grab stuff in my house. This is lovely and modern, right? And you do a bunch down the middle of a table. Or these are from garage sales and my great aunt and, you know.
Okay, so how do I decide what's going where, how to cut these down, and what I'm doing with them?
What I like to do is group things kind of by coloration. So I immediately would take the white out and put pinks together and cut them way down low so they're going to fit.
Even like, what about, there's a few different kinds of flowers here. Am I
Colors.
separating that out?
Put
Just
all-
colors.
yeah, put 'em all
colors. So this
together.
is light,
Yep.
dark, light, white.
Yep, and we may even put the pinks together. Not sure yet. Let's see how it comes about. So we're going to want it maybe up that high, so that'll show you how low to cut it.
So I'm gonna cut a little sample or a sort of a measuring based on that, okay?
We can cut the rest and let's pop them in and see how that looks.
All right, and all pink, is that what we're doing?
Yeah, let's do all pink. And I cut a few ahead of time.
Okay, now,
It's kind of relaxing though to cut flowers too. So I mean, you can go whatever time you have.
and I like how full this looks. I do like it when I do get a bouquet to cut it down really low because for one reason, it looks so full. We're not done with this yet, so it needs work, but it looks so full. But for another reason, then when I'm trying to talk to somebody across the table, I can actually see them and
Yep.
have a conversation with them.
Don't have to talk over a big. Yeah.
And do you like to keep the same kinds of flowers together, or does that not
I think when you're working with grocery store flowers, just the idea of sticking with colors the same is just so easy, and it kind of all blends together, and it makes those carnations look amazing, and it showcases the roses, and
This is shaping up nicely. What do you think of this so far?
it looks very pretty. Looks
Okay.
good. Want to make another one?
Yeah, I think we could. Now, I love, okay, so you've got some white flowers
I
there.
got some whites, and you've got some whites over there. We can show a different kind of arrangement here, and I'm going to tell you another tip. Have you ever put any fruit in with your flowers before?
I have not.
So inexpensive. Think about it. How much is a little bag of little apples, right?
Usually about $3.99 at the grocery store.
So you can buy them in green and red and different colors, and all you need is some skewers.
So wooden skewers.
Wooden
and
skewers.
These also are something I typically have around my house.
Again, we're cutting it down so it's low. You want to pick one and stick it on there?
Sure. I'm gonna go with green. Now, which way do I do it? Do I start at the bottom or the top?
I would start at the bottom
Okay.
because you want the tops to be in there. And we can cut them however low you want them.
So how many apples would we put in?
I kind of like odd numbers.
I do too.
3, 5. Yep, I
Let's
think
do
3 would be
that.
good there. Maybe you want to grab some more white.
And yes.
Oh, and I brought some of those berries that you told me that you liked
I
for a
love
little
berries.
accent. I think some of the berries would be really good in this one.
I agree because I think this would be just a little pop of color within, oh yeah. That is beautiful, and I am pretty much guaranteeing I would probably pay $60 to $70 for this at my local
And you could do a whole bunch of those.
This would go with any decor, the
right.
white with
It's
the
sort of
green.
neutral.
Okay. I'm looking at this over here.
Yep.
And this seems a little unwieldy to me because, first of all, it's big. The colors are really rich.
Yep.
I wouldn't know exactly what to do with this. Yet I'm attracted to the colors. I think they're very pretty, but
Something very different from these.
Yes,
And
how
I
do I-
already cut them down low.
Okay.
And when I saw the groupings of the pinks and the whites, we pulled those together. I saw these and I thought these would go together. We could cut them down and put them in little groupings by color.
yes.
Right?
So again, spreading
really
these
pretty.
containers around. but we have created some really great things. This is another example we created that, again, you could do like 3 of these, or this could be just tucked in another area of the house.
Yep.
We made this pink guy earlier, and it is so beautiful. This would
very
be
lush.
so pretty in a guest room or
bring to someone for a gift, or I just had a baby girl.
Oh,
or
you-
I don't know.
you give flowers away.
I could.
We've used some pretty basic containers here. Everyone would say, oh, duh, use vases. But
yeah.
you use so many fun containers I might not think of.
Yeah, tins are awesome. This is like a really fun one, and all you do is you take the top off and you stick a round, shorter than this, vase inside it. So you have a vase inside an item.
Well, I could even put, I don't know if this is fit, but yeah, just put that.
And then
right
I've done sunflowers in this. I mean, you could just all sorts of tins.
Hydrangeas would be pretty.
Fabulous.
And that's one thing I would think of using this maybe, but I would not think of putting the container inside. Yes, so that will be very helpful.
It opens up a whole new world.
I love it. I love the use. So think outside the box. Think outside the vase.
Yeah.
Really, right? Yeah. This has been really fun, and I think I'm ready to do some flower arranging.
Hit the grocery store.
Hit the grocery store. Thanks, Peggy.
You're welcome.